Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How are you guys? My voice is hoarse. Been recording all day, but we're just going to keep going because this is valuable information. Golfers need to know this. This video is for beginning golfers. So if you're an experienced golfer or a medium experienced golfer, you may not find it that useful, although who knows? So if you're a beginner golfer, you may be hearing this term that you don't understand about the grip. And you'll hear people say, oh, I'm using a strong grip. It's strong grip. Other people say, you need to weaken your grip, man. You need to weaken it. And in your head, you're thinking, what? Strong? Weak? So let's talk about it a little bit. Now, strong grip does not mean that your smell, that your body odor is strong. Now, I've played enough golf that I know that that actually is, in fact, the case sometimes, where you get mixed in with a foursome of people you don't know, or maybe they're your best friends, and you pass somebody as you go up to the tee box to hit after them once they've hit, and you take a whiff of their body odor, and you're like, dude, they do have running water in this country, son. I mean, or jump in a river, or get some of that body spray, some of that Axe body spray, and douse it all over your body, because you're killing me out here. But that's not what it means in terms of a grip. It has nothing to do with physical strength. Gripping it strong. That's not what it means. Strong grip. It doesn't mean that you have strong opinions. And it seems like every woman I've ever dated has a strong opinion, but that has nothing to do with the grip. I mean, I've heard many guys talk about, they ask their date, well, where do you want to eat? And they say, well, wherever you want to eat. Well, what are you in the mood for? Italian? No, not Italian, but whatever. It doesn't matter, wherever. What about Chinese? Well, no, not Chinese. So they go against everything that they just said. They said it doesn't matter where we eat, but then you throw out suggestions, and of course, they cut every suggestion. But that's not been my experience. That's just what I've heard. My opinion, I date strong women. I'm the beta in most relationships. And these women have strong opinions. I go, how about Italian? She's like, well, okay, but it can't be Olive Garden. It's got to be real Italian. I'm like, and they go through a whole thing. And they delineate exactly what they want. Strong-willed, strong opinionated women. But that's not what it means in terms of a grip. All it means, guys and girls, guys as a collective, is if you're holding the club as a right-handed golfer, your grip is turned away from the target, or more specifically, or more simply, to the right. Dustin Johnson, a very famous golfer right now, consistently at the top of the PGA rankings, has a very strong grip to the right. David Duval, if you're older like me, you'll recognize that name, was more prominent on the tour a few years ago. Very strong grip. And so what it does, you're saying, why? Why would you do that? Why would you turn your hands to the right? Well, it's going to help you in a number of ways. But let me describe the opposite before we get to that. And that is a weak grip. Now, again, it doesn't have anything to do with your physical strength. It doesn't mean that you have a weak will. It doesn't mean that if you're trying to cut back on chocolate, and yet people are giving you chocolate treats for the holidays, that you lock away in the kitchen because you don't want to be tempted. And yet in the middle of the night, what happens? You're stepping over the dog toys in the dark because you don't want to wake anybody in the house because then they'll know what you're up to. They know you're not going into the kitchen to work on recipes for the big family get-together. No, they know you're stealing chocolate because you're weak-willed. You're weak. Okay? That's not what it means in terms of the golf grip. It also doesn't mean that you're physically weak. It doesn't mean that even though you are going to set a New Year's resolution to start working out and strength training and running, and that by January 16th, you'll have abandoned that plan. And therefore, your body will not benefit from any physical training that you endured, in your opinion. It was an endurance. You could barely get it done. But you stuck it out till the 16th. And you didn't give it long enough to give your body a chance to make any changes. So therefore, now you just say, forget it. And it's cold outside anyway in many parts of the country. And so you just say, forget it. I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch TV and look at all this stuff that Netflix has that I haven't seen. And you're going to maybe eat some of that chocolate that you didn't eat in the middle of the night. That's not what it means. It doesn't mean weak-willed. It doesn't mean a lack of strength. All it means in terms of a golf grip is you, in terms of a right-handed golfer, you tend to grip it more counterclockwise or to the left. What's the benefit of that? Who does that? Why would you want to grip people call weak? Like Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth has a weak grip. Well, there's advantages to both. But a strong grip tends to help you draw the ball for a right-handed golfer. And the opposite for a weak grip, it will tend to help you fade the ball. And the reason for that is that if you turn your hands to the right for a strong grip, it'll tend to shut the club face, meaning turn it to your left. So it points a little left. And if you tend to have a weak grip, it will make it easier to open the club face, which will put slice, spin, or fade spin on the ball. So you as a beginning golfer really should go to a pro who will give you a much better explanation than what I just gave you. And they'll be able to set you on the right path on how to learn the game. Because I'm just a hack, right? But I'm just trying to help you understand so that you can appreciate the game and you get into it, and then give you the encouragement to keep going, to enjoy it, understand it. But you really need the guidance of a pro, and they will help you understand when and where you might want to do those things. And if you're like me, I don't want to do either one. I just want to hit it straight. So I tend to have a more neutral in between weak and strong. I hope that helps you out. We're going to talk so much more about some of this stuff, guys, for beginner golfers on this channel, because the game can be kind of overwhelming at the beginning. And especially if you live in the middle of Kansas, out there in the boonies, and there's no one around to give you any advice, and you turn on the YouTubers, and they're talking about hitting it 325 yards. This is how you hit it 325 yards. You're like, I just want to hit it so that it doesn't pop up off the tee and hit me in the head. And we're going to help you do some of that stuff. So come on back. We're going to have fun.